I'm Steve Shilley, and I want to welcome you here to our website. Man, I'm excited that you clicked on that Learn More button there on our Facebook ad and that you're here at the website because this 180-day challenge that I'm putting out there, this is the first time I've ever done anything like this, and it's kind of crazy. I shared it with some of our guys today, what I was planning to do, and they thought I'm nuts to do it. But, I'll tell you really the reason that I'm doing it. This product right here in my hand, the Dr. Performance Pro Diesel Module, I absolutely believe is the best diesel performance on the market today to help you, a working class diesel truck owner, somebody whose truck is a daily driver, it's not a hot rod, get better fuel economy. Now, this is not a fuel economy product. This is actually a diesel performance product that produces more horsepower and torque for your engine. But because of the way that the horsepower curves in here are engineered, we're seeing good, strong 10 to 20% increases of fuel mileage, which can be, 3, 4, even 5 mile per gallon gains. And I tell you, as I shared before on the video, the average diesel truck owner over the life of their diesel will spend upwards of $40,000 in fuel with today's fuel prices. And if you can bump your truck's fuel mileage up just 3 miles per gallon, you will save over $6,000 over the same course of time. That's pretty incredible just for a 3 mile per gallon gain. Well, we have tens of thousands of customers that have gotten more than 3 mile per gallon gains out of this Dr. Performance Pro Diesel module right here. Now, I started in this industry back in 2003 here in Helena, Montana. I was originally born and raised in Montana. After I got out of high school, I went to college out in Spokane, Washington for a while. But from there, I joined the Navy. And in the Navy, I was an electronics technician on aircraft. I was an avionics electronics technician for 8 years. Well, when I got out of the Navy, my wife, she was ex-Air Force. We got married down in Pensacola, Florida. And I told her, I said, you are marrying a Montanan. So realize that, we're not going to live here in Florida forever. We're going to go back to Montana. Well, about 4 years after we got married, we did move back to Montana. And, I've always had a heart for entrepreneurship. As soon as I got out of the Navy, I started doing entrepreneurial things. But in 2003, I was actually working for a farm and ranch newspaper here in Montana selling advertising. And every time I would go to the trade shows, the entire parking lot would be just filled with diesel pickups. So I'm thinking, well, geez, I've got a newspaper that goes to the mailbox of every farmer and rancher in the state of Montana every 2 weeks. I've got their eyes, and they would come up to us at the trade shows, and because I was at the newspaper booth, and they would tell us how much they loved the paper and how they read it from cover to cover. So my brain started going. It was like, okay, I did entrepreneurial endeavors until I moved back to Montana. Then I had to take some jobs just to get my feet established again. This is back in early 2000s. Well, I knew somebody that had worked with a company called Dr. Performance. I didn't know a whole lot about them, but I knew they had diesel performance stuff. I ended up contacting Dr. Performance, and lo and behold, the owner of the company, Doc Sadler, answered the phone when I called. And I told him what I was doing. I said, listen, Doc, I've got this newspaper that reaches all these farmers and ranchers in Montana that I work for. I sell advertising for. I would like to sell your product to them. He says, well, he said, we're mainly, diesel injectors and pumps, for the 12 valve and 24 valve Cummins at that time. He said, but we're coming out with a new electronic module because most of these trucks are becoming common rail engines. And he said, it's so much easier to plug in than having to, put injectors in the truck. So in the fall of 2003, I was one of the very first people ever to sell this product. I actually helped them write their advertising for their brochures and everything because that was what I was skilled at doing at the time. even though, like I said, I'm an electronics technician by trade, an aviation electronics technician by trade. And I tell you what, our sales just blew up. I had to make a choice. I had to actually quit the newspaper and go full time just selling the Dr. Performance modules. And at first, these modules, we were selling them strictly for horsepower, right? We didn't even think anything about fuel economy because back then, I think diesel fuel was around a $1.75, maybe $2 a gallon, maybe. Well, I had customers coming back to me. I remember this one very specifically. He came back and he said, Steve, he said, man, there's this trip I take all the time, and it takes me a tank of fuel to get there, and I fill up and I come back. He goes, man, I put that module on it. I love the power, man. The throttle response is just awesome. He said, but I got back and I had over a quarter tank of fuel left. He said, man, that's like 3-4 miles per gallon gains. So again, I didn't think a whole lot about fuel mileage because nobody really was wanting fuel economy at that time as much because diesel just didn't cost that much. Well, guess what? If you remember, diesel started going up back in the early 2000s. It went all the way up to $5 a gallon. Then suddenly everybody started crying about fuel economy. So I was selling the daylights out of the modules, the Dr. Performance modules. So I went back to Doc Sadler and I said, listen, Doc, I said, these guys want mileage and this does it. Maybe we can squeeze some more out of it. So I actually flew to their shop at that time, was down in Weatherford, Texas. I spent a whole weekend on the dyno with his main engineer, dynoing, Dodges and the Dodge Cummins and the Fords, and I think it was the Ford 6.0s that were just out at that time, and also the Duramaxes. Well, guess what? We were able to squeeze a few more percentage points just by focusing on changing the power curve of the engine. Because that's really what this module does on the common rail engine. It plugs into the fuel rail sensor of the engine with factory style plugs. I grabbed a wiring harness here and see, these are just factory plugs. You unplug the plug on your engine, you plug this module plug right back into it because they're exactly the same plugs. Take the factory plug, plug it back into here. So this wiring harness just goes in series, and of course the module connects into there. You got a selector switch that you can go stock setting, 30, 60, or 90, just going, clockwise. And that's it. That's how simple they are to install. But anyway, so we came back and I began selling this new software that we had installed in there, working for better fuel economy. And I tell you, our customers were just like loving it. They were like, man, because at $5 a gallon to pick up 3-4 miles per gallon, that was big. They were saving money. I mean, they were getting an extra 100 miles out of every tank of fuel. So that's really how we started off with Dr. Performance back in, 17 years ago. It's this year. And I tell you, working with Doc Sadler of Dr. Performance, but this guy, what he's engineered and what his company's got moving forward is absolutely, I think, the cutting edge of diesel performance in the category that you are in, the diesel, the everyday driver, the working class diesel truck. We don't sell these to the hot rod guys, okay? If somebody calls me and says, man, I'm trying to get 800 horsepower, 1,000 horsepower out of my truck, I send them to somebody else. I started with farmers and ranchers, working class people, and that's who I've worked with all of these years. And I tell you, some of the crazy stuff when I met Doc Sadler, this guy was literally the pioneer of diesel performance, one of the pioneers, okay? When I met him back in 2003, he had just got done setting land speed records in diesel pickups that you would drive on the highway. But through his mind, he was actually a medical doctor in his internship when he started goofing around with some diesel stuff, loved it, gave up his medical career and went into diesel performance. Well, he was changing the pumps, the pressures, he was changing the angle of spray on the nozzles. And he was literally just, like I said, setting land speed records. There's some of them that are still on the books today that nobody's beat. And I'm not talking like running these rail cars or something. I'm talking diesel pickups on the salt flats down in Utah that you would drive on the street. So actually, when I met him, he just got done running Pikes Peak race and got Rookie of the Year just a few months before I met him. This guy absolutely took diesel on from the perspective of chemistry and physics, not from being a mechanic. And I think that's why he was able to see things a little different and do things differently than anybody else out there at the time. So anyways, that's kind of where I started with this module and why I believe that this is the best product on the market today for your diesel pickup. I mean, here we are in 2020. We have literally tens of thousands of satisfied customers out there that have gotten 3, 4, 5, even more miles per gallon. And like I started this video out saying, if over the course of the lifetime of a diesel, an owner will spend around $40,000 on diesel fuel. Well, if you can bump up, which this product is proven to do, and that's why I'm making this crazy offer to you, this product will bump up your fuel mileage easily up to 3 to 5 miles per gallon, a 10 to 20% gain. Now, if you're towing heavy and you're only getting 8 miles per gallon, if you go up to 10 miles per gallon, that's a 25% gain if you do the math, okay? So there you might only see 2 mile per gallon gain, but it's a 25% gain overall. Where the average out there, diesel truck owner, I don't care if it's a Ford, Dodge, or Chevy, we talk to these people every day, so these are the numbers we hear, but I'm going to tell you the average fuel economy on a diesel pickup today is only 15 miles per gallon. So, you know, if you can add 3 miles per gallon to that and save over $6,000 over the lifetime of that vehicle, well, investing $600 into a Dr. Performance Pro Diesel module becomes a great investment, because not only are you getting the mileage gains, you're going to get rid of that turbo lag. I mean, so many people call us that they just hate the throttle response of their diesels. It's just sluggish. Well, guess what? This box right here, it'll get rid of that. A lot of guys, they just, when they get towing up mountains, they feel that truck, you know, gearing down and they slowing down. Well, with this Dr. Performance Pro Diesel module installed, you know, running it on the 60 horsepower, you're going to stay in higher gears. You're going to keep that load moving at higher speeds, going up those steeper grades. And guess what? That has a lot to do with fuel economy also. So this box, you know, when you click on your truck model down below this video here, it'll have you'll see the icons for Power Stroke, Cummins, and Duramax, but it lists all the features and benefits of this product. But some of the things that I want to share with you real quickly that this will do, because a lot of people have questions about it, is first off, it is easy to install. I just showed you with the wire and harness. I'm going to say it's simple. The easy part has to do with the individual doing it. I mean, I've had some guys like, I can't install this, and the next guy's like, oh, that was the easiest thing in the world. Same truck, you know, but it's just factory wire and harnesses. There's no splicing. There's no, it's just factory plugs, clip them in, you're ready to go. That's the simple part of it. So it is easy to install. The other things on it, you don't have to make modifications. One of the things that they've been fed this lie here for years from guys selling emissions delete kits, that you have to delete your emissions to get better fuel economy. No, you do not. And I'm going to tell you right now, do not do it. EPA has come out hard against people, you know, altering emissions. This box does not alter emissions. It actually, we've done some testing. The emissions look really good with this box attached. So it's kind of the opposite effect. But anyways, you don't have to delete anything, which is very expensive. You don't have to make any other modifications. You don't have to put air intakes or exhaust on. That is like really old school stuff back when, you know, exhausts were choked down to 2.5 inches and your air boxes were these little tiny things. Well, guess what? All these trucks today, they've got huge air boxes. They've got big exhaust on them. You don't need to do any of that stuff. And especially because we're not overfueling the engine like people used to do. You know, to get all that horsepower, when you overfuel the engine, you had high EGTs. You had black smoke. You don't get any of that with this box. You should not ever see black smoke with this box. If you do, you probably have a dirty air filter or a fuel filter. Okay, but you should not ever see any black smoke with this box, no matter how hard you get on it. What else we got? I had to write these things down on my clipboard because there's just a lot that I'm trying to share with you here. It's warranty friendly. You know, that's one of the things that so many people that call me and they say, Steve, will this void my warranty? I can never truly say what a dealership or a manufacturer is going to do, so I cannot say yes or no, it will or it won't, because I can't put my words into their mouth. But what I can tell you is, because this plugs into your factory wiring harness, it does not make any changes on your ECM. So we say it's warranty friendly because there's no fingerprint left behind. I have actually had some dealerships buy these from me, put them on customers' trucks, and test it just to see if what I was saying was true. Call me back and say, it's right, we can't find it. With or without, even with it on the truck or taken off, we can't see it. Everything looks stock. So because of that, we say it's warranty friendly. And I always advise customers, just don't even get into an argument with your dealership. It's easy or simple to install. It's simple to remove. Just take it off if you have to go in for some major work. Okay. See. What does it do? It changes the power curve of the engine. These new trucks today, they are all about high fuel pressure. You know, you go back before the Common Rail, you know, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 PSI was what was at your injectors. Today, they're putting out 24, 25, 26,000 PSI. All this box is doing, this is a computer in here. It's a software controlled computer with microprocessors in it. The signal coming in is coming in from your ECM, going to your sensors that actually alter that engine's fuel pressure. Based upon the load and the RPM of the engine, we tell it to do what we want it to do at the fuel pressure to give you a faster torque rise off the bottom and a lower RPMs. That gets your truck up to its peak efficiency faster. And when you get to that peak efficiency faster, your truck is going to get better fuel economy. It actually takes a little more fuel at the beginning to get that turbo up and going, to get it spooled up and put it in the right amount of boost. And then you get the right amount of atomized spray. Because if you think about it, you know, you remember, or you might even do it today, you know, you have a garden hose. You know, when you're spraying water or watering your flowers, if you put your thumb over the end, the harder you push, the finer the spray. Well, guess what? A finer spray coming out of the end of your injection nozzle is going to atomize better, and it's going to burn better, more efficient. That's part of the way that this box is going to give you better fuel economy. So along with the increase in the torque curve and the better atomized fuel, you see better fuel efficiency. I mean, one thing you're going to notice when you're going down the highway, your truck just kind of feels like it frees up and it almost like it wants to just take off without you because it just feels so free. It doesn't feel like it's lugging. It's kind of like if you ever used to drive, you know, or ride two-stroke motorcycles. When you hit that power band, you know, also when you hit that power band, that bike just goes, woof. And that's kind of what it feels like with this. When you hit that peak efficiency of your engine, that truck doesn't just take off, but it just feels like it just is free and it can go. So that's the big things about this. Warranty friendly, simple to install, no other modifications, increases fuel economy. That's the big thing we're talking about. Adds up to 90 horsepower. The selector switch, remember I said, it'll give you stock all the way to the left, first turn to the right, 30, 60, and 90. It's just a simple stock. Enough cable if you want to put it inside the cab, you can put it in the cab. Most customers just leave it under the hood. Yes, you can adjust it on the fly, but I would say probably 95% of our customers put it on 60 horsepower after trying all the other settings and just leave it on 60 because that seems to be where they like the best power. That seems to be where they get the best fuel economy. All right, now, here's what I'm excited about, okay? That's all the backstory. That's the module. Now, what about the 180-day challenge? Well, like I said just a few minutes ago, one of the reasons I'm offering this 180-day challenge really has to do with, okay, I just showed you all about this module, but you're going, okay, is it worth investing $600 into? Well, I don't want you to see that as an expenditure. I want you to see it as an investment. One, just the horsepower alone is worth that investment. But over the life of your truck, if you can save over $6,000 in fuel cost, that's definitely an investment, not an expense. So I want to get you this into your hands for you to try. So I'm going to do something that nobody has ever done on the market. I've never done it. I'm going to let you take this, put it in your truck, and test drive it for 180 days, 6 months, okay? 6 months, you can test drive this. Normally, people have a 30-day money-back guarantee. I normally run a 45-day money-back guarantee. But listen, I understand that you're not always driving your truck. Diesels are used for work. I mean, sometimes you got a boat, a camper, a horse trailer. You might not be running that what you're going to do with it for another month. So I'm going to give you 6 months to run this absolutely risk-free to see if it does exactly what I'm telling you that it's doing. Because again, we have tens of thousands of customers already. I mean, I've been selling this since 2003. All right, we average 200 to 300 a month being shipped out. We've got tens of thousands of customers that are satisfied, that are getting 3, 4, 5 mile per gallon gains. It works. I know it works. That's why I want to get it into your hands and see that it will work for you. That's why I'm giving you 6 whole months to do it. But not only that, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. And this is the crazy part. This is where my guys think I'm loco, right? If it does not do what I'm saying it's doing in that 6-month period, I will buy it back from you for 110% of what you pay for the module. You heard that right. 110% money back guarantee. That is how confident I am that this is going to do everything that I'm telling you that it does. It's going to increase your fuel economy of your truck. And of course, be sensible. You're going to have to drive your truck, like you're driving your truck for fuel economy. If you like the power so much, you're always putting your foot into it, you're probably not going to see that great a fuel economy. But if you drive your truck like you normally would to get better fuel economy, you're going to see those 10 to 20% gains. You're going to see, 3, 4, 5 mile per gallon gains. And you're going to save over the life of your truck over $6,000 in fuel costs with today's price of diesel. That's crazy. Nobody's ever offered 110% money back guarantee for a full 6 months. Here's another thing. A lot of guys say, hey, what if I trade my truck off? Well, guess what? I will give you a $200 trade-in on this module towards your newer truck if we have a module for it, which we typically do. Once a truck comes out, a module usually comes out within a month or two behind it, because we have to have a truck to work on it, or Dr. Performance does, in order to get the module tuned in for it. But if you buy a new truck, let's say you've got a Duramax LML and you buy the new L5P and you've got this on there, it will not fit on the L5P. So you call me up and say, Steve, I want to upgrade to the new truck. You send me back the module. I will give you a $200 trade-in on that module. Nobody's ever done that before. I've never done that before. So 180 days, 6 months, 110% money back guarantee, a $200 trade-in, a lifetime warranty, a lifetime replacement warranty. If this box should ever fail on you for the lifetime of that truck, call us up. We will replace it. We'll try to see what's wrong with it. Might be something simple at first to fix it. We can't fix it. We will replace it. Lifetime warranty and free shipping. How's that? Free shipping. So that's my 180-day diesel fuel mileage challenge. 6 months, 180 days, 110% money back guarantee, $200 trade-in if you update, get another truck, a newer truck, and free shipping. Yep, that's it. Covered it all. If you want to save, like I said, over the course of the time that you own your truck, around $6,000 in fuel miles, because you're going to spend, if you really drive that truck, you're going to spend probably maybe even more than $40,000. So add that 20%, take 20% off of, say, well, Steve, I'm going to spend 50. Well, take 20% off of that. That's what you're probably going to save with this module on here. And I'm confident in it. That's why I'm making this crazy, crazy offer to you, because I want to get this into people's hands to see that what I'm telling you is true. And if it's not true, I will buy it back for 110% of what you initially paid for it. That's it. That's my guarantee. That's my 180-day fuel mileage challenge that I'm throwing out there. I'm not sure how long I'm going to do this for. So, if what I'm saying interests you, click on your truck right below here. Click on your Power Stroke, your Cummins, or your Duramax. Select your year model. Put it in the cart. And listen, we use PayPal as our checkout. You do not need a PayPal account, okay? There's a black button that says credit cards or debit cards. Click on that. You can just go ahead and put your regular credit card in without having a PayPal account. And I tell you, the reason we use PayPal, it is absolutely the securest platform out there today that's encrypted, because you're not putting it in through our website. You actually are going in through their website to put your information in. We don't even see any of your credit card information doing that, right? And if you have any problems with the shipments, whatever, PayPal has the best buyer protection out there that protects you. I actually don't particularly like PayPal as a seller, because they always, people sometimes, they don't do things ethically with us and when they order, and I get stuck most of the time with that, because PayPal is really big on protecting you, the buyer. But I like that part about it, okay? Because we're doing this for you. I want you to feel comfortable ordering through our website. And listen, if you really don't feel comfortable ordering online, call us. Our 1-800 number is on the website. It's all over our website. 1-800-450-5333. You'll see that all over our website. So if you're wanting to invest in your fuel mileage, if you want to save over $6,000 over the lifetime of your truck and take advantage of our 6-month, 110% money back guarantee, click on your truck right now, add it to your cart. We'll get it shipped out to you as fast as humanly possible. We normally ship priority mail, which a lot of times they go out 2 to 3 days as shipping time. Once we get it in the mail, and we try to get it in the mail the next day, you're going to get it right away. And we will start the 180 days when you get the module, not when you order it, because we have your tracking number. If you call us back, we pull it up and it tells us the day that you received it. So I don't know how long I'm going to keep this running, this 180-day challenge, but if you're interested, try it. Try this module out. Prove me wrong. Try to prove me wrong. Anyways, I'm done. I've been talking for way too long now. And so I really wanted to backstory all this. I wanted to fill you in on everything so you feel comfortable buying this module from us and installing it in your truck. I mean, tens of thousands of diesel truck owners, working class truck owners like you, are already running this in their trucks, and tens of thousands of more are going to. Now it's just a matter, are you going to be one of those tens of thousands? So anyways, thank you for watching, and I will probably be talking to you in the near future, because I want your testimony. I want to put it up on our website. So God bless and have a good day.